thoughts on TJ, Derek, the steps you've seen them take, and are they kind of just next up?
Yeah, those guys have had a great summer. I think the biggest thing is you talk about the people you surround yourself with. Those guys working the way they've worked with Coach Fee, T-Mac, Coach Denham. They've done a great job with those guys in the summer. I think Coach Fee does an unbelievable job with those guys and really teaching them how to watch film and be a pro from having so much experience doing it. So it's been really, really good. They've had a good camp so far, so we're excited about them. A lot of good guys in that room. And I think competition breeds success. Iron sharpens iron. And I think what you're starting to see is you're starting to see competitive, active practices, guys getting after each other, helping each other up, getting after each other again, helping each other up, and there's a little bit of back and forth, which has been really good.
We'll go with Austin.
Lou, when you were looking at defensive tackles in the portal, what did you see from Trey Williams that made you feel like he'd be a good fit here?
Well, the one thing we had a connection with his brother being here, Q. And I think the biggest thing, you watch him on film, he was extremely stout and explosive. And those are the guys that we want. Like, he's not a gap and attack guy, just run up the field and create horizontal lanes. He fit what we wanted on the field. And then obviously after you sit down with him and meet him, his personality is electric. So I think it was a win-win for us, and he's a team guy, and whatever it takes for us to be successful, that's what he wants to do. So he fit right into the culture.
Next one's Charles.
Yeah, what have you seen out of Nate Marshall so far in camp, and how would you describe his game?
I mean, he is an unbelievable athlete. Like, you could just line the ball up right now and said, go pass rush, go win. And he could do that. He's learning how to play. Like, again, Fee's doing a great job with those guys. T-Mac's doing a good job. David Denham's doing a good job with him. He's in the bridge program, so he's with some class stuff. He is learning every day, because he was one of the guys, he didn't come in at semester, he just came in earlier this summer. So he's learning through a fire hose, and every day he learns something new, and he's like, oh man, I get that now. But athletically, he's really good. He's gonna physically get better as he's in the program longer. But he's super explosive, super twitchy. You could see he was a basketball player. So we're super excited about him. He's gonna be a great one.
Right here, Brian.
Obviously, you spent a lot of years at Western where you guys are playing more road games than home games more often than not. I guess, what did you maybe learn from that? What messaging can you share with this group of guys that will be playing more road games than they're used to at Michigan?
I think the biggest thing, honestly, is, and Wink hit it on the head in our first meeting, it's going to be different. Like, we're going to have to win on the road in different venues, different circumstances, different times. So we're going to have to prepare in a way where we're going to have to bring our own juice and bring our own focus. And I think that's going to be something that we've talked about all camp so far. Wink brings it up all the time. Wink is great talking situational football. He's the best coach I've ever been around when it comes to situational football. And that's not just on the field. That's going on all these road games, playing at different sites, different times. So he's getting our guys ready. Again, Coach Moore does a great job with when we're practicing, how we're practicing. So it's really, I think it's coming along really good for where we are right now in camp.
And it seems like, I mean, you're probably one of the most vocal, loudest coaches out there on the field too. But I guess Juan Castillo is kind of up there too. I guess, how would you describe his demeanor during practice?
He's been great. He's very emotional, loves his guys. Loves watching his guys develop, so it's good. It's really good being around. It's fun.
On the left, Isaiah.
I'm curious about two specific players. Just wanted, how has David Pale? How have you seen him grow over the course of the last year? And also Benny Patterson, obviously early bridge program, all that, but how does he kind of fit into this mix?
Well, we'll start with David. David's done an unbelievable job in the off season. He's trimmed down. He's put himself and his body in a situation where he could be totally effective. He's having two really good practices, the last practices, so he's still a work in progress there, but you're starting to see him become more vocal. And then Benny Patterson, he's heavy-handed. He came in, he's not a bridge kid. He came in early, and he's a kid that reported in January at 240, and he's 274 right now. So he's steadily getting bigger, and he's a heavy-handed kid, super explosive. Still makes some freshman mistakes with his eyes, but he's another one where you could just line him up and say, yo, it's 4th and 2. Go knock this guy in front of you. Knock him back. and he's been doing a really, really good job with it.
On the left, Anthony.
Over the weekend, Wink said that Cam Brandt is a guy he considers a third starter. What have you seen his development?
100%. I mean, Cam is a guy, he could line up and play inside if we needed him. He is physically tough. He's a very underrated athlete. Like, he has an unbelievable knack to get out of his hips and play with square, strong stance. Great footwork, and he's a student of the game. He just wants to get better consistently. He's always in there watching film. He's always asking questions. I think this will be a big year for him to really take off. It'll be fun. But yeah, he's like a third starter for us.
Stand on the left there, Clayton.
I don't know if you're aware, but some of your guys have talked about practicing some celebrations if they score, and some of them say they're going to get penalties. They don't, they're going to go that far. But the real question is, how fun is this group? What's their personality?
I am not aware of any celebrations or things that they said they're going to get penalties. Once again, I'm not aware of that. But it is a good group to be around. I think when you're around a bunch of unique personalities, it makes it fun, right? It's not stagnant. Like, there's always something going on in the room, and we got a bunch of great guys in there, a bunch of good dudes that want to work, that are trying to get better, that know what it is to play D-line here at the University of Michigan. And I think that's important, and that's really important to those guys and why they came here.
Back left, Alejandro.
TJ Guy was saying earlier that the defensive line edge rushers will be same result, different numbers, or same product, different guys. Do you agree with that, or do you feel like this line and the edge rushers left to do things differently given the talent at edge and the people you lost on the inside?
Well, I think everybody's different, right? Like, the production of the guys that were here last year were awesome, right? And sometimes it doesn't show up in stats. It's knockbacks, it's bouncing plays to somebody else. But I do think it's maybe new roles for them, same Michigan. That's the message that I told them. New roles, same Michigan. New roles, same D tackles. New roles, same edges. So I think that's part of it. Now, each guy is different. Each guy is unique. Each guy is unique in their own way that they play. But the system is the system. Wink is the best guy I've ever been around to maximize guys' potential. Like, if you do this really, really well, we're going to get you to do that as many times as we can within the game plan. And he works it that way. That's what's made him so good. And I think that's what we do with our guys. Again, new roles, same Michigan. Same deal for those guys.
On the left, Chris.
Where have you seen this offensive line improve that your guys go against every day? And are there a couple guys that kind of stand out with their improvement?
I feel like the biggest thing they're playing cohesive. Like, there's no letdowns. And even when it's not a great play, they're still cohesive. I feel like the physicality is there. They've done a great job in the weight room. I think Gio has been a guy for me that I notice a bunch who has really taken his game to another level. He's gotten a little bit bigger, stronger. The point of attack is there for him. And I think that, the other thing is those young kids, I mean, it's just a matter of time. They're special. They're going to be really, really good players. So I'm excited to see those guys, but I think they're playing as a cohesive group. And those are tough offensive lines. Like, we've played really good offensive lines here. The best ones you played are guys that play together. And that's what they're doing really, really at a high level right now, which is exciting.
When you talk about young guys, Babalola, Haywood.
Yeah, Babalola and both of them are going to be extremely talented. The Gash kids, good. I mean, they're all those young guys are going to be really, really good. And what it's done, it's forced other guys to up their game. Like, Phoebe and those guys are playing better than they've played since I've been here, and it's been really, really fun to see.
On the right here, Aaron.
The depth interior tackle, how have you seen that manifest itself, and what's the plan there in terms of getting those guys?
I think the biggest thing with the depth is those guys have to continue to keep getting better. It's like they can't just assume that, hey, I'm going to be the starter, right? There's guys in there that are all very, very close, that all bring a unique aspect to what they do. And I think there'll be times where there'll be games where you see a lot more of them, and there'll be games where we're in a bunch of different packages and maybe not as much. I know the biggest thing with those guys is they all have to be physical. They all have to play with knockback, and they all have to play with great effort. And we got to keep working that in camp. You got to keep bringing that in. So it just becomes second nature for those guys. But we're excited about them.
In front here, Ryan.
Without naming names, but has there been a common theme or message you've had with recruits that you feel like has resonated with them? Because obviously you guys have been pretty successful at your positions in the
I feel like the biggest thing here is like once you get a guy to come here and see this place and be around the people, it doesn't compare to anywhere else. Like that's the truth. And I don't say there's great places everywhere, but it's just different here. The Block M is different. Michigan is different. The people we surround you with are different. What are you gonna? The opportunities that you're gonna have after football are different here. And some places might be, hey, the football's really, really good. The academics is really, really good. The people after that are going to help you in your career are really, really good. But the combination of all three of them, there's not many schools that do that, and we're one of them. And I think the biggest message for us is, like, look at the tradition. Look at the tradition of guys that play up front at the University of Michigan and where they go, whether it's playing in the NFL, whether it's being ultra successful outside of football. Like, there is a tradition of successful people that play that position here because it's hard. It's not natural. Like, you don't see normal people that run into 300-pound people all day and try to knock them back and take them where they don't want to go. So I feel like a lot of guys want to be a part of that. It's special here. You're playing for Coach Wink in a defensive system that's D-line friendly, being surrounded by great coaches. You got Fee, you got T-Mac, you got myself, you have Coach Morgan, you have Coach BJ, you have all these guys that all have one common goal, and that's for Michigan to be great. And I think that's the biggest thing. When you're around the people sell it.
Has the House settlement impacted how you recruit at all?
No. And again, when it comes to that stuff, I'm not. It's really Coach Mr. McGee is involved in that. But no, it hasn't. Not right now. We've got a great plan, and Coach Moore and Coach McGee have done a great job getting those guys what they need.
Got time for one or two more, if anyone has it. John?
You talked about the cohesiveness of the offensive line. Obviously, your guys work very closely with the linebackers, and that's a pretty veteran group back there. What have you seen so far about the overall mesh of this front?
Well, I think the biggest thing has been this is going on day 6, and I think every day those guys do some type of meeting together, the linebackers and D-line on their own. You know, there's a text that will go out, and all of a sudden we'll be in the office watching film, and all of a sudden you see all these guys just rolling in. I think that's been really good. And I think what they do in the summer, like all that summer work together, like Coach Tress does a great job of trying to build that bond, and that's where teams are made. It's not on Saturdays. Like, don't get me wrong, you got to go out and make plays. But the lead up into fall camp, the lead up in the summer of the dog days of the summer training when you're running 150s and it's 100 degrees out and everybody's going through the same thing. Like, that's what bonds the team. You get forged in that fire, and I think that's important for us. That's where I think it's been good. But those guys have been awesome.
Clayton?
Assuming Ray Sean is one of the first guys in there, who else is kind of in that type of mix?
I think
it's really early.
Yeah, I think it's early, and I think like right now, like it's day by day. Who was ever practicing better is going to move into that spot. And there's been days where Damon Payne's been good. There's been days where Trey Williams has been good. There's days where Trey Pierce has been good, and Ike has been good, and Eno has been good. And then we move them throughout the periods. So we're mixing and matching guys to get the best out of them. Because I think that's the good thing when you have depth. If guys aren't getting it or aren't doing what you need them to do, you can move guys around. And then the other thing is you reward guys for what they're doing. You know, it's been really, really exciting. And we still got a long way to go. We got a long way to go to be where we want to be. But we excited about where we're going.
All right.
That's
yeah,
it.
I'll let you.
No, one more? Okay. My bad.
No, it's his
I was
fault.
not going to let her.
It's not my fault. All right.
No, I was just wondering how Haynes and Marshall have been testing this defense.
Oh, they're good, man. They get in the open field. They're fast. They're powerful. They're strong. You know, I think the biggest thing with those two guys is they're both low center of gravity guys that if you give them a little bit of space, they make you pay for it. And I mean, I remember breaking down Alabama last year, and you're watching the explosive tape, and he just shows up in it, shows up in it, shows up in it. This is before we knew he was leaving. So it's pretty good. And then we watched Marshall all year. Like, we knew what he's about. Like, not only are they athletic and fast, they're rugged, they're physical. Like, for guys that aren't like they don't walk through the door and you're like, oh my God, that's a big tailback. Now they're stout, but they love contact, and that's what makes them good. When you have that combination of contact presence, being able to run through a block, being able to run around somebody, and being able to go the distance, you got a shot to be pretty special, and that's what those guys are.
They're considered 1A, 1B, and you sort of have that situation in your group too. Does
Yeah.
does starting really matter? Is it more just an ego thing, or does it matter?
At some point, I'm sure it matters for guys, but like the reality is here, it's all about the team. So like if you have to take a rep after the first snap and you're going to play more, like, and it helps the team out, these guys here are all about it. So again, I don't know if it matters that much. They just want to do whatever it takes for the team to win, and I think that's what's super exciting about these guys. We got the right group of guys because they're all about that.